Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, throw open your windows, call out to your neighbors. It's time for John Perrotta's Comedy Factory Zoom Alooza, sponsored in part by the John Travolta Conair Pocket Hair Dryer. And now, the man who was John Travolta's dance double in the hit movie Saturday Night Fever, John Perrotta.
Mike, after that intro, the only thing I'm trying to figure out is why I have more time in rehabs than you. I don't understand. Because you're right out of your mind, man. I know I'm crazy, Mike. But you're out in the woods again. You're nuts.
I know. I'm out in the woods. This is a scary place. It's so dark. It's like one of those things where like I always feel like I want to say, help. Come get me someone! Help! Help! Mr. Wizard!
You're out of your mind. We got to introduce our panel, Mike. Tonight we got the very funny couple, emerging comedy couple out of Mass, New Hampshire, Nick LeBoeuf and Holly Johnston. How you guys doing?
Good.
Very good.
It's great to be here in Mass, New Hampshire.
Mass, New Hampshire. And then you guys got the very funny nurse, first responder, comedian Larisa Entin. Here she is, Larisa. And I don't know where our other guest went, but she's very funny. Jessie Blue. There she comes. Give her. Here she is. How you doing, Jessie?
My computer is dying. I apologize. I think I accidentally had shut off my power script. Give me a second. We need the power.
You got all the time you want. We're on now, and you can run around the house and make it part of the show. That's okay. Run all over, dance.
Now. All right.
Is it good now?
I think so. I don't know what's going on. Is it charging?
We'll find out. If you disappear, we'll know it wasn't.
Oh, it's really bugging me. What the hell happened?
We're on now, Jessie, so we have to make the best of it. If you disappear...
Why are you focusing on me when I'm having a tech problem? Somebody else talk, for the love of God. Please, Jesus, make someone else talk.
Or we're going to go to Holly and Nick because they're going to an open mic at 7:45. Where's the open mic?
I'm 49 and making me sweat. Yes, please. Holly and Nick.
It's in Salisbury at like this sports bar called Winter Circle. And yeah, it's hosted by, it's run by Dave Radigan.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Tell Dave I said hello. I haven't seen him in a while. I think we lost Jessie Blue. I think we lost Jessie.
Wasn't charging.
Apparently it wasn't charging.
Yeah, but we saw Justin McKinney. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I came in second to Justin. I went to Paul Keenan booked a contest. I'm talking in the 90s. He booked a contest at Knights of Columbus in Brockton. And I came in from another gig, and I didn't know who had been up or anything. And I didn't know Justin McKinney. I think I met him that night, and he won. I had a really good set. He won the contest, and I came in second. So I was pretty happy. Seeing what he's done over the years, I thought that was pretty good because I did wind up working with him again, and he's a great comic.
Yeah, he is. I saw a video that there's some stand-up he did on New Hampshire, and he talked about like Portsmouth being the border of Mexico, like people coming over to light fireworks and, you know, drive with no seatbelt and, you know.
Yeah, he's from New Hampshire, right? Isn't he from New Hampshire, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's a really funny comic. Yeah, definitely. So you're going to be in the World Series of Comedy, Nick. Holly's going along for the flight. She's going to be doing a set in Vegas, and Nick's going to be in the competition. How did that come about? We'll talk to you guys a little bit because you guys are going to be leaving a little earlier.
Yeah, yeah. So she's doing stage time. She's doing one of the late shows. And we both just applied. And I've heard about it, but I haven't applied in years because I wasn't ballsy enough to get a flight to Vegas. But Holly did the virtual show and just kind of kept pushing it on me. And I applied, and I got through. So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Holly. Go ahead, Holly. Go ahead.
I never figure out when to speak in these things. I did the virtual show. They had like satellites, so like different comedy clubs had little mini like virtual shows throughout like September. So I did 2 satellites. I did one for Laugh Boston and one for McCurdy's, and I'm not sure where that is, but I should know where that is. So basically, I had to like like share my like show, and basically like there was like a link where people could vote, and like I made it past the first round. I made it to the wild card round, and then once like it was the judges panel, I didn't make it past that. But it's also my first year, and I know people that do this like a lot, and it was fun. It was like I'm definitely really excited about going out there and.
Oh yeah, definitely. Try not to gamble too much. Your kids will blow all your money.
Talking about that, yeah.
I'm an ex-gambler. I know. Don't gamble. So Nick, how many comics are in the World Series of Comedy?
So I, as far as I could tell, made the top 101. So I think there's a show, or no, I think there's like 3 shows every day.
Yeah.
And I think there's like 20 people on each show, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's
accurate,
like 15. There's like different shows every night, and then like whoever does really well at one show gets moved on to the next, and etc. We won't be there for the last show though, so that's we're
Well, that's cool. I'm excited that you guys are going out there. I wish you the luck.
thanks.
Mike Cronin's in a condo in North Providence, outside by the woods, and he's doing well. He's got 3 guys there. They're going to tell a joke and see who wins. They're going to the World Series of Comedy, Mike, and you're stuck in the woods.
You know, I'm going to be a big fan of theirs, a big advocate. You know, from the Wooded area here in North Providence, they go out there. You know, anytime we have Nick and Holly on, Holly just reminds me of like a force to be reckoned with. Like it would not surprise me if she goes out there. You know, Nick's a guy. Nick's a guy. Nick comes across as a guy. Looks like a guy, acts like a guy. But Holly has this little demure attitude about her. She's just, you know, just goes along. She's very polite. She's well-mannered. It would not surprise me if Holly goes out there and just takes the whole thing.
Wow. She's not in the contest, Mike.
You know what?
Obviously, you haven't been paying attention to this.
I have been paying attention. It reminds me of a story. David Cook, who won American Idol several years ago, went to the audition with his friend. Dude, come on, you should try out. Nah, I'm not interested in that. It's not my thing. Well, David Cook tries out, goes on, and wins the whole thing. An incredible singer, guitarist, performer, songwriter, the whole bit. Holly, I just look at you, and I just feel your drive, your passion, and I applaud that. I applaud that young lady.
Thank you, Mike. I needed that today. You know, it's
you guys,
day.
yeah, you guys do have a lot of spirit for the comedy, which is good.
They definitely do,
Yeah.
and they're coming to us from the virtual learning center, and I think that is so cute.
The virtual
Jessie Blue's back in the house. Jessie, how's everything going now?
It's awesome. I figured out how to plug a plug into the wall before I plug it into my computer, and I discovered that works better.
There you go.
It's very exciting.
Things are really going well, Jessie.
Yeah, that's progress. It's a positive charge.
It's a positive charge. I like that.
I'm pumped.
You're pumped. How's your daughter Maple doing?
Oh, she's a bomb. You want to see her?
Maple did. I did a show.
Come see us, Maple. Come make a.
We did assisted living, you guys, and Steve DiNuccio, myself, Jessie Blue, and her daughter came. We actually had her daughter get up and tell a joke. How old was she?
Come say hi.
How old was she, Jessie, when she told the joke?
7, I
Hi.
think.
Remember when you did the show
no, she
for
was
us?
8, yeah.
You were 8 years old,
Do you want to tell a joke?
and you got up and told a joke, and I paid you $5. It was your first paid gig.
You remember? Yeah.
You got another joke for us, Maple?
What was the one that you like to tell? Oh. I haven't. Why was the frog one?
Why did the frog cross the road?
Why?
Because he wanted to show his friends that he had guts.
Very, very good, Maple. You're gonna be a future star. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
She did her first gig in assisted living. That was cool.
Nice.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, she's cool. And we got Larisa is in the house. Larisa, what's going on? Your first responder. What's going on at the hospital? Everything okay?
And the hospital is doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good, hoping for a few quiet months ahead of us. And in December, we will start getting our first COVID babies because it's 9 months since March.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get the quarantine babies.
Quarantine babies. We got extra N95 masks. We all just got fitted for our masks, and we'll see what's going to happen. Yes.
Are babies being born with masks on?
You mean the mothers or the babies?
Are the babies coming? Are the babies coming into the world wearing masks?
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Otherwise, they would have to go back.
The world with masks on.
Absolutely. Otherwise, I will push them back. Go back.
And when they don't, also when they don't, you're like, no, you have to come back in under regulation.
I tell them, give it, exit sign, go back.
Reached out to me.
One thing about the baby, they probably won't argue about the wearing a mask. Like half the world now wants to wear the mask, the other half doesn't. They're all arguing. But I see videos in stores that they're arguing and yelling at people that have masks on. They're arguing back and forth. So maybe the babies won't argue. Put a mask on and they'll be fine.
Just cry the whole time.
They need like a special mask for babies so they can still nurse.
Yeah, with the pacifier in it.
Mike, what do you?
A 95 N mask.
Let's take it to the woods with Mike Cronin. Mike, what do you make of this? Babies with a mask.
I'm trying to get my head around the whole thing of the babies. And Jessie's asking if they're coming out with masks on. What size would that be? You know, there could be a market for that. You get the pink one, the blue one. There's probably a market for that right now that we're missing out on. We should have a think tank on how we can make some money with that. And on a serious note, it's sad to think that these.
That's so nauseatingly capitalistic of you, Mike.
I know it is. But if you knew me really well, I am a man of meager means. The whole thing.
And a man of alliteration.
Well, yes, my 8th grade education shines through sometimes. Every now and then I can throw a big word out there and impress you, but for most part, I am who I am and I come across just that way.
And we love you.
It is always good to be loved. I would rather be loved than highly educated. Because when you're not highly educated, I can say stupid stuff and just say, gee, I didn't know. No.
And then they'll say, we'll love you just the way you are.
Right. Now, if I'm Larisa, I can't say stupid stuff because she's like a doctor. She's got to be on point all the time. I can say something.
That's a lot of pressure.
And someone will say, oh, that's just Mike. He doesn't know any better.
And I don't expect much from you.
Mike has good hair.
You should have seen Mike when he had long hair back in the 90s. It was amazing.
Was it beautiful?
Yeah,
I had, Jessie Blue, I had absolutely gorgeous hair. Gorgeous hair. Let me see if I can pull up a picture here. John sent this to me.
Did you used to pose for romance novels? Like, were you on the cover of romance novels?
Let me tell you something. Fabio, young lady, had nothing on me. Nothing on me. I had hair. All right, here we go.
When you walked into a room, did the fans automatically turn on?
I don't know if you can.
Oh, that was some nice hair.
Oh,
wow, that was.
Look at that hair.
And that's really not all that long there, but.
That comes either with some cowboy boots or some Rod Stewart spandex. I'm not sure which.
I never went with the cowboy boots, but I would rock the ripped jeans. I would, when I took the stage, I looked more like the front man for Van Halen or Journey than I did a stand-up.
Oh, fun. Can you sing?
No, I can't even hold a note in a bucket.
See, now that would have been a great comedy routine. Like you got the hair, so you dress the part, you bring on the guitar, but then you sound heinous. That would have been awesome.
I used to do a little bit in my act that was kind of adult nature, but I'll clean it up for here. I don't even know who sang this song, but
oh my God, are you gonna sing? I love this.
I used to do this goofy thing where I would say, "It's now or never. Tell me you're mine. Kiss me, my darling, you're mine tonight. tomorrow may be too late. It's now or never.
Mike, I don't think anybody in your complex over there is going to mistake you for Elvis tonight.
I'm telling you, I can hear the dogs outside. They're barking. He's doing it again.
Yeah, but that was...
He's sipping the singing juice.
Yeah, but you know what? You sold yourself as a horrifying singer. That wasn't bad.
Oh, I can't sing. I can't sing.
You could do karaoke and sing
That was
that.
decent.
No.
You know, my daughter's never allowed to say she can't without putting the word yet on the end. There's still time. You're not dead yet.
I would love to sing. I'm telling you, I had this long conversation with my pastor's daughter the other night. She sings worship. She also opened up one of our Laughter and Hope events. She has a beautiful voice. She has a 6/8 octave range. Man, I cry when I hear her sing. I cry when I hear a lot of people sing who can sing good. I'm not one of those people that I'm going to cry when I hear me sing, because I know I'm not that good.
If you heard me sing Love Stinks and karaoke, you wouldn't have cried.
But
You would have been laughing, Mike.
Just one note.
I was listening to Darlene, Lady D, the other night. I tuned into her live. Man, that girl can
Oh, she's amazing.
sing.
She's amazing.
She can sing. It's such a beautiful gift to be able to sing.
Mike, when
Yes,
you
Nick.
handed me, or when you showed the cell phone, all I saw was the darked out area,
Yep.
and it just looked like the silhouette of a gorilla.
I
think it might have been an
it's
optical
hard to
illusion.
tell in that picture, but my hair was
I didn't see the gorilla.
stuck. You got to remember, that was back in the hairband era. So I did go through a stretch where I would tease it all up, lacquer it down with some Aquanet, and then I just grew it all out. And I just grew it. It was all like one length and way down, halfway down my back. I love my long hair. I had it long in my 50s. I cut my hair when I was about, 52, 53. I had it super long again, then I cut it. Who knows? Maybe I'll grow it again. I kind of like this look right here. I do this myself, boys and girls at home. So don't try it yourself unless you get mom and dad's permission. But I have my clippers, and I shave it all up around here, all around the back. I do it all myself. And then when I take my shower, I fluff my hands through this. I put it all
It's
down.
nuts.
I let
They're
it
nuts.
air dry. Now, this
Yeah,
is
that's not
important, boys and girls.
YouTubeable.
I
You
let
can't
it
really
air
do the
dry,
step-by-step
and
for YouTube for
Jesse,
that.
let me
That's
finish
not.
what I'm saying. So then I
sorry,
put my
that's-
gel in, and then I put it all the way up high in the air, and then I spray a little bit of hairspray on it, and that brings it down a little bit, and then I just ruffle it up, pull it, and I got it. Jessie Blue, back to you.
I'm so glad I let you finish. So because we all survived the Aquanet days, those of us that I didn't use Aquanet, I wasn't allowed, but I think it saved me a few years of my life. That stuff is like toxic.
It
Yeah,
probably is.
I love when my hair was like, this is my high school graduation picture. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh my
Look
God.
at that. Beautiful.
Wow, John.
Long hair. Long hair. But I liked it then, but now I wouldn't want long hair.
You were so pretty, John.
Boyfriends.
I was a maniac in high school. I was a hippie. I don't know. Were you a hippie, Mike, with that long hair?
I wasn't a long, I mean, I had the long hair, but I wouldn't say I was a hippie. I was more of like a, I just grew it long. I had long hair most of the time when I was a kid during the summertime. My mom and dad never made me get a haircut. I grow it all summer long. Then I'd have to cut to go back to school. And I just always had long hair. I think that every guy should have long hair once in their life.
I used to wear a long army coat in junior high school. I had the long hair. I still have people come up to me. I remember you when you wore that green army coat, the green army jacket with the long hair. People
Do you
remember.
still have the jacket?
I don't know whatever happened to the jacket. I told you the story one night. Used to where the P Factory's now, Performing Arts Center.
Yes. Tell us that story again.
It was the Lowe's concert there, and Friday and Saturday they would charge 99 cents for movies, and we would go in there. And one night my friends got a case of beer and loaded my jacket up. I walked in, stiff as this. I'm walking through. The guy goes, they called me in the office. I had to put all the beer on. Case of beer. Yeah.
Wow.
I was hanging with some crazy people back then.
Or were they hanging with a crazy person?
Maybe they were hanging with a crazy guy.
Food
You're
for
right.
thought, boys
Never
and
trust a
girls.
man
Food
trench
for
coat.
thought. I
You're
love
right.
Jessie Blue's hair. Jessie Blue, I love your hair.
Oh Oh, thank you.
Well,
It's so easy.
I love Larissa's hair.
Oh,
And
Oh,
Nick-
Larissa
love
has
Holly's
beautiful
here.
hair.
We got a
Larissa
love fest going on here.
I love Larissa's hair. Larissa has
Hey,
that
Holly.
natural curly hair.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
you're
Holly, do something with your hair. Will you get in the game over here?
Holly's got when she puts her
beautiful.
hair.
It's very
I put it
classy.
up.
Yeah, but
When
when
Holly-
she's done it, oh, Holly, it's so classy what you just
There
did
it
though, when
is.
you had it up.
Yeah, see, it's all messy.
Holly's got very pretty hair.
Yes, she does.
It's
My
alright.
cat's
Very-
really trying to make an
Not my
appearance here. I don't know if she's going to tell a joke, but
What's your cat's name?
that was Opal, and she's usually really shy, but I think she's jealous.
Well, we are talking about hair, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
Just to show off.
See, now, if Holly had taken her hair out of that ponytail with one of those head throws, she would have won the hair debate.
Got a
She would have
fan
won
over
it
here.
hands down. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because everybody watching at home would have fallen off their chair.
My sweetheart. So, Holly and Larissa, I want your opinion.
Yes.
I really believe that back in the day, if Mr. Perrotta had shaved the mustache in that picture, that he could have been a Steven Tyler song. Dude looks like a lady, because that was some beautiful hair. That was some song-worthy hair. Dude looks
All my
like,
mom's
yeah.
boyfriends.
What was
Dude looks
that?
like a lady, huh?
My mom, all like the old picture. My mom has like a whole photo album of like her ex-boyfriends, and
That's a
just
little
like
creepy.
they all have like the long hair, and like I think it's at my grandmother's house actually. It's like not in our house. but,
Oh,
like,
so is it like eye candy for grandma, or is it like is it like for your mom?
it's
No,
like
for the
a
husband.
little time capsule. You know? So what
He's
if-
like, look, it could have been him.
Listen, you better get in line, or I'll call him.
Mike, we've lost control of the show.
You know what? I'm loving it. It's a free fall show kind of thing. I like it. We're
It's
talking
a
about
free for
hair,
all.
talking about moms and grandmothers. Dude looks
Listen,
like
you
a
could have been an
lady.
Aerosmith song. I was complimenting you.
Yeah.
Hey, my daughter got I forget the kind. I should know the name. I think it's an Australian Shepherd. I think she got this
Australian
beautiful,
Shepherd.
beautiful puppy. What a beautiful dog. He's got like this brown and white color. It's so beautiful. I saw him Sunday. She's going crazy with him. He's really active. She asked me to go over there tomorrow. She works from home. She wants me to go over there for a while and play with him. You know, he's really like active, big time.
John, how big is that dog gonna get? Because that name sounds like it's gonna get
65
big.
pounds, I think she said.
Not that they're
65
not that
pounds.
big. Yeah, they're not that
Really,
big.
I thought it sounds like it'd be a bigger dog.
It's a really beautiful dog.
Gorgeous dog.
Did you guys happen to hear the episode the other night of how I got ripped off 3,000?
No. Yes.
Oh, you didn't hear that, you guys?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Who do we have to go take care of, John?
I told it on the episode the other night. I was wondering if you guys saw it because there was a comedian in Connecticut that about 3 years ago I got involved with, and he kind of sold me on doing some shows. Or Artie Lang was this big headliner, and T.J. Miller, who was in Deadpool, and he knew these guys. He showed me pictures on his phone, this and that. I'm gonna book him for this, and so he talked me into going to partners with him on these shows.
Mhm.
So a couple of times he had me go out there, and he paid me good. He paid me like $500 to do a 40-minute set. So I went out twice, and he reeled me in. Just to briefly tell a story, he reeled me in, and I wound up investing some money with him. The shows never happened. It wasn't like we did a show and then we lost money. That's one thing. But we planned shows, and then he would change the dates, and the shows never happened. And I wound up investing $3,000 with this guy, and I wasn't gonna.
Oh, so like to book the venue? Like he'd
Yeah,
ask you to
different-
put money in to book the venue?
Yeah, different things. Not even a venue. It went in his pocket. You know, but I didn't say no. I kept trying to work on a payment plan with him, send me $100 a month or whatever, work it out. Finally, the other night, I just let it out. We had an episode last Thursday. If you get a chance to watch, I told all the details, and it's unbelievable. I would never do that to somebody.
Was that recent?
About 2.5, 3 years ago. His name was Vinny Beadle. He's from Connecticut. He lives in Florida now.
I'll make sure I'm not friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah, he's a sleazeball.
If you took your correspondence record, I mean, it's not like you'd necessarily recoup losses, but if you report him, the paper trail and the electronic trail might prevent him from screwing somebody else.
Well, the problem is I paid cash. I gave him cash. So I have no, because that's how I trusted him. I don't know why. He seemed like a good kid. And I was doing comedy in Massachusetts, Rhode Island. I wanted to expand into Connecticut. I was really pumped up with the comedy. And I figured it'd be like when I met Nick. I said, you know, Nick was a great kid at Holly. If they had said they wanted to go on a show, I would have probably did it in New Hampshire. I trusted the kid, you know. I thought he was a good kid, but I read that one wrong. I'm usually pretty good at reading people.
Yep.
But he was one in my 29 years of comedy that burned me pretty good.
God sees everything, John. It'll come back to you.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys saw the episode last Thursday night. It was pretty good. Yeah, we got about,
check it out.
Yeah, he's crazy. That's the story, Mike. Me and Mike did a show New Year's Eve around 93, 94. We had Tom Carter. We had Debbie Capola, this great singer, Dave DiLorenzo, Mike, myself. We were going to pack the place. And we got 20 people, and we lost about 400 or 500 apiece. That didn't work out, did it, Mike?
No, and what's odd about that, boys and girls at home and those on the panel tonight, both John and I knew the Monte Cabos well. We both booked rooms there independently, and the shows would always sell out. So we're like, dude, let's just partner. We'll do a New Year's Eve show. We'll be buying Cadillacs and Lincolns. Wow, was I ever wrong?
But we had Tom Carter, who went on to go to America's Got Talent, came in second. Phenomenal comic. He lives in New York now with his wife, Kerry Louise. I started with her. We had Tom Carter. We had Debbie Capola, is the best singers in New England. And I had her sing at my retirement party. She's phenomenal. And what a night. I thought we were going to kill it that night. You never know in comedy, guys. You never know.
I'm sorry. What do you think had happened? You guys didn't advertise enough?
Well, I think we were new. We were new in comedy. We only been doing it a few years, and basically, I don't think we knew what we were doing.
It wasn't. I will say this in our defense. It was not for a lack of effort on our part. We got out ahead of it early. We ran ads in November, December. We did everything right. It was before social media. You know, it was before cell phones.
I see.
We did everything right. I think what John said is, you know, we were new. We were only doing it 2-3 years, but we also had big names. Tom Carter, big, okay.
It's a shame you didn't have a virus to blame.
I know.
We didn't have a virus to blame.
You take Debbie Capola in the North Providence demographic, sell out just on her own. Her and her husband Jerry have been married 100 years. They sell out on their own. We're thinking this is a slam dunk. We had Dave DiLorenzo, God rest his soul, a dear friend of ours, who was hysterical. We came with a great lineup. It was just not that night, man. Not that. I remember I was hosting it, and the stage that I had there was on wheels. And we went the night before. The room was all set up beautifully, had the white linen cloth over the top. It just looked so gorgeous. I could just see all the people packed in there. One table. I just took the stage with the wheels and rolled it right up to them.
Oh, man.
I will never forget that, Nick. 20 people. I will never forget that night.
I remember I had a similar situation. I tried to do a New Year's show at Tin Lizzie's, and that was a place that I was hosting kind of consistently at. But that just fell apart so fast. And I built a stage with a friend of mine, and it had like LEDs on it, but we did not design it with weight in mind. And it was also on wheels, but it was like 500 pounds. And
oh man.
My friend Jimmy has a single cab Tacoma, and it would barely fit in that. And like his truck is small. It would go down like a foot because the suspension was being worked so hard. And then on my dad has a slightly bigger truck, and wouldn't fit in that either. And in fact, one time I was on the highway, I hit a big bump, and it went and it got wedged in his truck. I thought it fell out.
Oh man.
We left the stage at Tin Lizzie's, and
Just left it there.
it's still there to this day, probably.
Did you get a crowd that night?
That's funny.
No, the New Year's show didn't happen. I mean, there were a few decent shows there, but it just fell right the fuck apart.
It didn't even, yours, at least ours happened. Yours didn't even happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we did ours, there was first night Providence, a lot of people having New Year's Eve parties. There was a lot of stuff going on. It was before, like you said, Facebook, cell phone. So it wasn't a really good time to try it, but we tried it. We tried it.
We do that. We do that show today. We sell it out 5 times.
Oh, if you got Tom Carter on New Year's Eve in Rhode Island, yeah, you'd sell it out, no problem. Now, especially now.
Yeah.
He's a big national comic. Yeah, definitely. Larisa, what's going on over there?
Listen, I went to see an ophthalmologist today. So you know when they dilate your pupils?
You have all the fun.
They dilated your pupils?
Yeah, so everything just looks big. It's like everything is in a pink color.
Yep.
Everything's so big. I'm like in my own world today. I'm thankful I made it home. All good. I didn't expect it lasts so long. Maybe the older you get, everything just lasts longer.
Did you drive? Well, everything, not everything lasts as long. Some things are not as quite last as long.
Saying nothing.
Larisa, did you drive yourself?
I did with my sunglasses on. Thankfully, it's 5 minutes from home.
That happened to me before. They dilated my eyes and I got out and had to drive. I couldn't see to drive. It was crazy. Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
Was
Yeah, it's
happy to get home, yes.
How do they feel now?
I feel okay. I can see you guys. I can see you. I don't think I would be able to read for another couple hours.
What?
But yes, I
No,
can
it's
see
here.
you guys.
And you see Jesse's cat going back and forth.
Oh, she's like Bogarting my Zoom, man.
Oh, is this
Yeah,
how cat? Is it what it
She's
is?
giving you, I'm afraid she's giving you the nasty view that we're all like, don't need to see that.
Opal's going, what's her name? Opal, right?
Opal, yeah.
She's going wacky over there.
Yeah.
I'm more of a dog guy. I like cats, but I'm
Hey,
more of a dog
be
guy.
careful over there.
I'm more of a dog
I
guy.
will visit you.
I can't help it.
Will your doggy be visiting you? Will you like be babysitting consistently? Pretty soon?
I was thinking of getting a mini dachshund. I called a pet store that I used to deal with. And I hadn't,
In
a while.
case anyone needs a translator, those are called dachshunds.
Yeah, you know what they told? I don't know what they call them. That's what I read it. I can't pronounce this shit.
You go
That's
on
all right, Mr.
Finder, you
Perrotta.
can find all the dachshunds. You just type in dachshund and you'll find all the ones in the area.
I called this pet store and he told me they don't sell dogs anymore. He said, you can't find a dog in Rhode Island right now unless you go to the pound because of the pandemic. Everybody bought all the dogs. And they said,
Oh my
They're
God.
sold out on dogs.
yeah, I mean, do you know where I can get a mini, how do you say that? Dachshund?
Dachshund.
Dachshund?
Don't.
All right, well, give me one of them. Where can I get one of them, Al?
She's purring so loud, I don't think you can hear, but
Oh, the
say
cat.
hello.
Cats are everywhere. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of getting a dog, but I'm probably going to hold off. I'll just play with my daughter's dog, then I can leave and I don't have the headaches.
What did they name the dog, John?
Winston. They're going to call him Winnie, Winston. I don't know why. I mean, my daughter likes the name. I guess it's all right, but
Oh, it's
Winston.
small.
I like that. It's very distinguished.
That's a good name.
Yes.
different. It's different.
Little guy. It's like it's a ladybug.
So true story. I got an inquiry from an employment agent yesterday, or no, a couple days ago, end of last week. And I thought, I'm not sure this is a serious inquiry. And then I saw the last name. I was like, okay, this is somebody whose family origin is either Middle Eastern or Indian. But no, this, I'm not making fun. This is the real name. I was like, they were going to call me, and I thought, how do I address this person? Because their name is Akshit. And it's, I know, I'm not making it up. I was like, it's AKSHIT.
That's
And
crazy.
I know. I'm like, I'm going with Mr. Pandy. That's his last name.
Good move. Good move.
Yeah, Mr. Pandy. That's it.
So how
Now,
was
if I'm him, I'm
What was
saying
that? I'm
to,
sorry, I couldn't hear you, Larissa. What?
So I
Larisa
said,
was going to say something, Mike. Hold on a minute.
I didn't know. I'm
tell us
sorry.
about that interview with Mr. Penty. How did it go?
I was relieved we didn't end up having a long discussion, so I'm waiting to hear back, but I had a couple of really good interviews today and I have another one tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Well,
Good.
good
job.
luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
What were you going to say, Mikey?
If I have that man's first name and someone says to me, Mr. Pandy, I'm saying, no, please call me by my first name.
I go, yeah, would you say for short, call me?
Oh, man.
That's
That's
crazy.
funny.
We got Nick and Holly. They're cutting out in a few minutes, so we gotta talk to them for a couple more
I
minutes.
got a great story for you, John.
Go ahead, hit it, Holly.
All right, so this weekend, so I got tickets to go see Whitney Cummings and Taylor Tomlinson. I was really excited. I called the place a couple days before, and I was like, hey, I don't see like my tickets coming in. I'm not sure what time my show is, and they go, oh, it says here you only purchased the gift, like the snack basket. You never actually bought the actual tickets. And I was like, wait, well, why did it say general admission next to the snack basket? That's what it says when it's a ticket. And I was like, I thought they were cheap. Like, I thought they were like suspiciously cheap. And she was like, oh, that was a glitch in the system. So I decided to tweet out this whole story. And I mentioned like Whitney and Taylor in it, and Whitney Cummings commented on it, and she said, "Come to the show, we'll get you in."
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
by some miracle, two tickets opened up the day me and Nick were supposed to go, and I only bought the gift basket. So I paid for them then and there. We drove 2.5 hours to Connecticut. Great show. It was so much fun. At the end of the show, like I like ran up to the stage because she does like a picture thing where you can take pictures. And the whole time I was just screaming. I was like, "It's me! It's Gift Basket Girl!" I was like, "I made it!"
It's a good thing you put the gift in front of the basket. That's good.
I don't know if it's Basket Girl. Yeah.
The
I
basket.
saw the picture you posted with her, Holly.
Yeah. That was
Oh,
me.
that's so
when
cool.
I was yelling about how I was Gift Basket Girl, and she
That
was
is a great
nodding.
story.
doesn't
Oh,
know.
that's awesome. How was the concert? Great.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah, they were all like phenomenal. I laughed so hard. They gave
that's
us like
great.
so much, like they gave us so much like wine and seltzer, but all they have for food was popcorn. So you know how that ends, like you know.
Yeah, you're bombed. That's crazy.
Go home.
Yeah.
So you guys are going on a winner's circle shortly, and you're gonna
yeah.
kill it tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We
Yeah,
hope.
I met Nick and Holly back in January, which seems like doesn't it seem like 1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
Gee,
like
it
world.
doesn't even feel like it's this year. I met them in January at a show at Fody's Tavern, and we became friends. And you guys have been great. Nick's helped me a lot with the videos, and Holly. So you guys are real funny too. When I had you at the Comedy Connection, and I was just looking forward to booking you guys. Hopefully, this coming year we'll have some stuff back on to book you guys. You know, everybody really.
I've heard that the Sunday night showcases are coming back.
Well, I talked to the owner at the Comedy Connection. They're gonna try it once a month, like monthly. But I'm not gonna be booking it, or Brian Bowden. It's gonna be the Comedy Connection. It's gonna be monthly. Eventually, hopefully, it'll come back where we had it before. Like I was booking once, twice a month. Hopefully, we'll see. You know.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us, John. Always a blast.
Yeah, great having you on, Nick and Holly. Everybody say goodbye to Nick and Holly. They got to run to a
Good
mic.
luck in Las Vegas.
Great to
See
see
you guys.
We'll have lots of good stories when we come back in next month.
Oh
Yeah, well, next month it'll be the Vegas stories.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's right.
Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You don't have to tell us everything.
That's right.
And wear a mask.
Exception.
Yes, wear a mask.
Oh, of
Mhm.
course. Yep.
Opal said goodbye as well. That was her.
Goodbye,
was cute.
Opal.
All right.
All right.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Have great sets, people. God bless.
Yeah,
Thank
have good
you.
sets, man. And now it's us kids.
It's us. Yes. Listen, I admire them for going and traveling and participating.
You know what? They're young and they got the world ahead of them. You know, me and Mike is 62 and we're going to sleep after the show.
What I like to say in comparison to them is they're on the front nine of their career, and John and I are on the back nine of ours.
Yeah. We don't even know what's ahead of us, Mike. We don't know what kind of career we're going to have.
I love their enthusiasm. I just have a good feeling about Holly. I just really do. She takes it serious. She's very determined. She's so polite and kind. And Nick is the same way too.
Yeah,
Nick
I've
is
had
the
them
same
at the
way, too.
Comedy Connection one boy. They smoked, both of them. They did really good. They're real funny kids, young kids, you know. Well, they're in their early 20s, you know. So that's big.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't start to come back until I was 33, you know, so to
I
start that
started
young is good.
when I was their age. I was like 21, 22 first time I got up, but I didn't have any direction. You know, when I met you, John, that's when I started to get direction and meeting other comics and working with you and getting opportunities. So they're really blessed to have you in their life to mentor them, to bring them rather under your wing and give them these shows and these opportunities.
Well, it was happening until the pandemic. I'm hopefully next year I'll get stage time again for, you know, I don't know how much I'm going to get into it. I hope to get into it again, but exactly how much, I don't know. We'll have to see how things play out. I'm figuring I'm going to wait till around June. We'll know with the virus, with the vaccine and all that, and we'll know if there's going to be shows in the fall. I don't really think there's going to be, you know, Comedy Factory dinner shows until next fall. What's that?
I don't think there's going to be anything for 18 months. There were 69,000 new cases 2.5-3 days ago in one day. My phone last night, I had like my girlfriend and a couple of her kids over, and all of our phones went off with emergency announcements like sirens. And New Bedford the announcement was to avoid family and friend gatherings of any size. Same thing happened in Fall River. Fairhaven has cases in every school, and they're not shutting anything down. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. It's so sad because we're basically like there's a fire raging everywhere, and people are like disarming the firemen. They're like taking the fire hoses away from firemen.
Yeah. Some people are taking it serious, some are not. Yeah, I take it serious. I mean, I don't know.
I personally didn't go to church last Sunday, and that's
hard. Yeah.
That doesn't happen with me. And I have leadership class Thursday. I'm thinking about if I should go to that. You know, I take it like John, you know, I joke around a lot about, like I've always said, if I ever made it famous, the title to my autobiography would be My Life's a Joke, but I take it seriously. But at 62, I'm a type 2 diabetic. I got to think about these things. I love going to church, love getting into the house of God and worshiping. And I didn't go last week. And then reading today, Twin Oaks is closed now for a week. The uptick, it's there. Like John and I were talking. I was talking to my friend Nick Albanese yesterday. He just had the test because he's going to New York to film a movie. He's going to be in Bruce Socha's Family Feuds, which has got a big all-star cast. A lot of the guys from The Sopranos are in it. And these pandemics, if we look at history, they have a shelf life like maybe a year and a half, 2 years. So we're getting up to, like John said, like the 9-month mark or so. So hopefully, you know, my prayer is always that God will just get rid of it. Just get this thing off the face of the earth.
I got a feeling that Jesse's right. I don't think there's going to be comedy next year for me either. I mean, I don't know. There might be a party here. I'm not trying
to prophesy doom over you, John. I'm really not.
No, I know. Things are bad.
Yeah. And
there's
listen,
almost 70,000 cases a day almost. You know?
I haven't been going to church gatherings because the two churches that I love the most have such large memberships. And my dad, who is my closest family member geographically and also just for my daughter and me, takes 2 injectable immunosuppressants. And he's 70. Wow. And so, and you've met my dad, 6'2", big guy.
I have?
I'm talking to John.
Okay.
Meaning he's met him at a couple of gigs. Yeah, big tall guy. And he could die legit because he's on 2 different immunosuppressants. And You know, my sister-in-law is an ICU nurse, and it's no joke. I believe most of us had it back in January because I was working at the DOT as a tech writer, and the whole floor was sick. 5 people on my team had pneumonia, and it was before there was testing. It was before there was even official symptomology list that was out. And by the time that came out, we were all like, geez, don't tell anybody, but I think we all had it, you know. And I've had a couple of times, I've had like a few days with recurrent symptoms. So it's pretty conclusive that my daughter and I and my dad, and we all think we've had it, but there's now a couple different mutated forms. So God forbid, like, I'm going to big gatherings and maybe my immunity is great, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm not carrying it to somebody else.
Right.
With or without a mask. So because I was sick at the end of January, and then my daughter was sick, and then my dad was sick, I haven't been going. I miss church. I haven't been going since March, and it's awful. Yeah. It's awful.
I started as soon as I go to Restoration Church in North Providence, and as soon as Pastor Tony reopened the doors, I was right back in. Week 1, right back, and it felt great to be back to be back in. But last
I'm sure it did.
And then this Thursday, I have leadership class at the church in the sanctuary.
I love midweeks for other reasons, right? The midweek stuff is always like so much more intimate, right?
I didn't get that, Jessie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the midweek stuff, whether it's leadership class or like sort of group discussion, Bible study stuff, it's always so intimate. Like you get something totally different out of it than you do on Sunday.
Right, it is. It is. I just transferred to this church. I was at Sacred Exchange Fellowship for like 9 years. I was a deacon there, and Restoration Church is our mother church. It's a mile from my house, so it just made sense. So I transferred there.
Yeah.
I'm not a regular churchgoer, but I pray. Don't get mad at me, kids.
No, I'm not mad at you. We know you have faith. Plus, the Lord saved your butt, saved my butt. We know those stories. I thoroughly expect to see you in heaven.
What church do you go to, Jessie?
Or else. I used to go to His Providence Church in Seekonk, and I did that for several years. And then I was going to South Coast Community Church in Fairhaven when I lived there. And now I had just started right before shutdown going to New Life because I moved away and then moved back and to the New Bedford area. So I started going to New Life Christian Church in New Bedford, and then shutdown happened like a couple weeks later. And it's such a big fellowship.
Be honest with us. Do you go to church?
No, I'm a very spiritual person. You know that. It works for me.
You're a what?
Yes.
He's very spiritual.
I'm very spiritual, yes. Mindfulness, meditation, it works for me. But I believe, as long as we believe, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe. I also believe that this show has come to an end.
Come on, are you serious?
Mike,
why are you doing this to us?
It's time. It's that time, Mike.
It's that.
Mike could go for 3 days. He's crazy.
Talk forever on this thing.
Do you do yoga?
Me?
Larisa, do you do yoga?
I go to the yoga class, but I'm the most unflexible person ever, physically. Flexible mentally, but not physically. It's a struggle to see man and man, but I do go to yoga, yes.
The practice of yoga is only partly about the physical though, right? So
absolutely.
I love the practice of yoga because it's not really a religion. It's about the discipline.
It's exactly what it's all about. Yes, that's
why it's a discipline. It's very helpful.
I've never done yoga.
What was the last thing you said? I'm sorry, I talked over it.
Yeah, I'm doing it faithfully, I said.
Ladies,
my yoga mat. Yes, you know, I look so cool with my yoga mat. You don't want to see me on the yoga mat, but yes, I do.
Am I saying this correctly, ladies? I want to say that a friend of mine years ago told me that he was going to Yoga Hot Box.
Yes. So there's hot yoga started with Bikram in the 70s. He became kind of weird and cultish, and there's a whole bunch of issues with that. But the reason hot yoga helps people is because a raised temperature and raised humidity helps the fascia around muscles soften. So when your muscle spasms for too long, the fascia contracts. And when that happens, the muscle can't stop spasming. But the other reason is in a hotter temperature, it sort of teaches you that discipline of trying under difficult circumstances. So your temperature is raised and you have to breathe through it. And like, it doesn't matter if the pose is going well or not. It's that you are being kind to yourself in your head. You're praying through it. That's what I do. I pray through it. I talk to God the whole time. If I start to get
frustrated, you guys are over my head at this point.
Yeah, if I get frustrated, I try to stop the self-talk and say something nice. Like, you know, like God's not going to say something mean to me. So what would I say to myself? When
I think of hot yoga, I'm probably going to have a dream tonight. I'm going to wake up 3 in the morning. There's going to be a quartz heater, and I'm going to be in leotards. You know what I mean?
So they do it in 100 to 110 degree room with like 80% humidity, 70 to 80% humidity. It's really, really hot.
Not for me. You're going to have the air conditioner on. Not for Larissa. Larissa, would you want to go there?
No.
Put the heat on and you can jump around.
No, especially when you go through menopause. No, the answer is no.
Well, we got to wrap, kids. Jessie Blue, been a pleasure having you on. What are you going to say to wrap it up?
Love you guys. Thanks so much. It helps break the isolation, and it's always good to see you guys. And you know I love your guts, John. You're the bomb.
All right, we love you too. You're the bomb. We love your cat, Opal. And of course, we love Maple.
Yeah, she's my fave.
She's going to be on stage again. I'll get her on stage again. Larissa, what are you going to say to wrap it up?
So good to see you all. And John, go play with your doggy. You don't need to buy a doggy because we will be on the stage soon. We will be traveling. You won't have time for all that stuff.
I hear you. We'll see. We'll see. Mike, what are you going to say to wrap this episode up, which has been kind of wacky?
It's been a great show. I'm honored and humbled to be on it. It was great checking in with Nick and Holly, seeing them go off, chasing and pursuing their passion for comedy. Jessie Blue, it was great catching up with you, got to know you a little bit more. I'm disappointed that John's cutting the hour. You know, I had more questions about New Life. I love that church. The hot boxing yoga, we're getting into that, but you know, another time. Larissa, as always, my friend, it's great to see you and spend time with you. You know, we had a lot of questions about COVID and this and that, what it's done to us, but here's the one thing that we do know. God remains on the throne. God was not surprised by COVID, and God will guide us through this in the name of Jesus. God bless you all. I love you.
All right, everybody stay healthy. Everybody stay healthy. I'll see you guys soon.
Yes. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Guys.